Oh,
Hello, 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 Danny. Oh, God. Jesus. My whole body is aching.
mm,
So how are you doing tonight, Danny?
doing good.
Uh, alright. I'm gonna swap us over. I apologize for those of you who see a little bit of extra stuff in the background. I just got back from my uh, basically birthday 2 days vacation, kind of. So yeah. I'm also wearing a brand new shirt that got gifted me. It's a Pikachu shirt. It's pretty lit. I actually might wear this on Sunday because it's really comfortable and it's big. But yeah. No. So oh, that is the wrong screen. Ooh, I'm glad I swapped that. That would have been bad. Ooh, it was my Crunchyroll lineup. So, uh, So the TWAB overall doesn't look super crazy, but there's some stuff that we definitely do need to go over and kind of discuss. But before we get into that, Danny, how was your week?
It's been pretty good so far.
Anything crazy? Anything special?
Been doing a lot of raids.
I feel that. I feel that. Also, Buddha was asking about doing the exotic mission on Sunday,
Yeah,
so I'm pretty down for that if you are.
yeah. I should be as soon as I get home.
Yeah, and then we can go, and then afterwards, once we go whoop its ass, we can go fishing. Because I think that'll be fun. Alright, so, going over the TWAB here. Let's see here. Skipping all the stuff from last week, it is coming up. Technically, today is Bungie Day. Cutscene and Hang, mid-season weapon tuning preview. That's going to be very exciting to look at. Final Iron Banner heads up. The show that exotic fish pride, and we heard you like Wither Horde. I'm I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little terrified. Um, so pretty much today was Bungie Day. It is July 7th. Well, technically, when this goes out, it will not be July 7th anymore. But there was a bunch of prizes and stuff doing their little festival thing. Super, super, super dope. Just Bungie doing Bungie things.
Yeah,
There was also you could also catch a specific amount of fish as well in the different derbies, and you got different prizes, which again, super dope. Um, Now, since this technically doesn't affect us anymore because it was only today, it is cool that like they were handing out like basically fun, just free stuff, especially with something that players have really genuinely enjoyed since it's been put into the game, and I'm happy about that. I think fishing has been a great addition to the Destiny servers.
oh yeah. It's fantastic. Good way to just kind of relax and get some rewards.
Yeah. So, all right. Ah, with that being said, Sloan dropping those knowledge bombs in perfect cutscene form. Now, Danny, you have a much better memory than I do, but if you please would not mind talking about exactly what Sloan said in this revelation cutscene. And fun fact, spoiler warning, um, be prepared. You've had your chance to
Yeah,
pause the video. Go ahead, Danny.
basically, toward the end of the cutscene, while we were having a little discussion there, Sloan dropped some stuff, or well, Zebu dropped some stuff through Sloan that she is very angry and she's coming for the allies of humanity,
That's because
essentially.
that's because Zivu is a bitch.
And after that, Asa revealed to us that the only way to find out how to get to the witness is Savathun.
Yeah, I think that kind of threw all of us for a loop because I think we all didn't want to acknowledge that we were gonna have to go through Savathun. However, I feel like Savathun is like the one person that we that we knew in the back of our minds that we were going to have to go back to and deal with at some point anyways.
Oh yeah.
Just because, again, the lore is so good about Savathun, being one of the Hive Queens, and then all of a sudden becoming a fucking guardian. The fuck? Who saw that twist coming up? Cause I fucking didn't.
That was a pretty good twist.
That fucking threw me for a goddamn loop. But yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. I really wish that they would redesign Savathun, because it's gonna be really awkward having to walk up to her ass and talk to her in the coming seasons with this big old fucking body, and I'm like, I don't like that.
We still have to do some talking with the Maru.
Yeah, oh, God, that dude's such an asshole. Like, I didn't think Ghost could be that big of a dick. That dude is a dick. I mean, perfectly fits Savathun's whole personality, but it is what it is. I mean, here's the thing, though. As much as I dislike Savathun, I feel like this is going to be a necessity, because fuck Xivu.
Yeah.
Xivu is so much worse than Savathun ever was.
Oh, 100%.
Oh my god, Xivu is an actual fucking walking genocide. Xivu is a straight up walking genocide. And she's not happy the fact that, we murdered Crota, we murdered Oryx, and we technically basically told Savathun to fuck off. So
Evu's also kind of been going through some stuff, but essentially, I think what the main plan is, through Savathun, they're hoping to absolutely shatter Xivu's faith in the sword logic.
yeah. Now, here's the question though: are we going to see the turn? Because Xivu technically just aligns herself with the Witness, or she's a separate power from the Witness.
He craves war, and the Witness is basically empowering her to feed that craving.
Yeah, because we all know how much of an asshole the Witness is. God, he's got 1,000+ people all being dickheads.
That was a wild plot point.
Yeah, fucking Jesus. I just want to kill the Witness over and over and over again. That sounds lit. I want to put his ass in the dirt. Again and again.
It's gonna be interesting to see what they do from here.
Oh, fuck yeah. Now, here's the interesting part. And this is where we actually get to see some call-outs here. So, the mid-season weapons preview update. So, the full breakdown. Danny, if you would not mind taking a look at what the full breakdown was. And I'll just kind of go over the stuff that they're going to be covering. So, while you're doing that, I'm just going to go over the kind of shit that they're looking at. So, for example, right? The weapons team, and I'll read this out. For Season 21's mid-season patch, we wanted to address a few weapons and perks that have been over or underperforming in Crucible, leading up to the larger set of changes coming in Season 22. We also wanted to respond to feedback that the Shayura's Wrath ADS reticle was difficult to use, and that Graviton Lance has felt like it lacks a punch in PvE content. If you missed the article from earlier today, we've got a TLDR below for you that briefly summarizes the changes. So, pulse rifle nerfs, that will be including NTTE, no time to explain, and Graviton Lance, which, I'm going to be honest, they're saying pulse rifle nerfs, but they're not nerfing Graviton Lance, so they're going to be buffing it.
This is where the TLDR is a little confusing.
Yeah, because right underneath it says Graviton Lance PvE damage buff. Yeah, because here's the thing. Pulse rifles, when do these nerfs show up? Like, why are they showing up? Pulse rifles don't need nerfs.
They do in PvP.
Yeah, but who the fuck gives a fuck about PvP? Are pulse rifles actually shredding people in PvP?
Yes.
What the fuck?
High impacts are way above everything else.
Yeah, no, you're right. That makes sense.
They mentioned here generally they are reducing the auto aim at angle at 0 aim assist stat by 10%.
So the initial point and click.
Yep, they are reducing the auto aim effectiveness of the pulse rifles in PvP.
It's interesting. And then obviously we will be seeing the Graviton Lance PvE damage buff, which really nice. I'm very excited for that.
It is 67%.
Wait, a 67% damage buff?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit! I might actually finish the Catalyst now.
Yeah,
that's disgusting.
They got a lot of feedback that it took way too much to actually get Cosmology started. So they're buffing the damage in PvE significantly.
And that's part of the issue is that that's why part of doing that Catalyst in particular is so fucking painful, is because of Cosmology. Trying to get Cosmology off is such a giant pain in the ass on the weapon, because Cosmology doesn't fucking do damage. It just doesn't.
And I noticed, since I've been doing a lot of raids the past, month, primary weapons just don't feel great in in-game content.
No, they don't.
At all.
I mean, and that's the reason why they've been buffing so many primary/kinetic weapons, because... So, other than strand and stasis weapons, all the other weapons in the kinetic slot are all primary. They're all primary ammo, So, it's weird, right? Because there are some special weapons, obviously. The big one that we all know that goes in that slot is Arbalist.
Special is really strong.
Yeah, the problem is that, and I agree, the only good primary ammo weapons in the kinetic slots that feel good are hand cannons, and that's just because they got giga buffed. Like Austringer feels amazing, Dire Promise feels amazing. All of the kinetic hand cannons feel great, but everything else feels so bad.
And there's less and less reason to use a kinetic because for instance, strand weapons can get unraveling rounds through the subclass, which just make them better.
And most stasis weapons can get shit like chill clip.
Yep, chill clip or headstone.
Yeah, the one that gives you a stasis shard, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
they're just better.
Just flat out better. So it's good to see that. I am curious, what is this lightweight bow buff?
Okay, so lightweight bows. They are increasing fixed damage fall-off start distance from 15 meters to 25 meters, and increased fixed damage fall-off end distance from 20 meters to 45 meters, and increased final accuracy by 10%.
That's interesting. I don't know if that's going to bring them fully back into light. I think that buff, it's still not going to be good enough to use them against majors, but it would be great to just pick off dogshit mobs like Thrall.
Yeah.
Actually, lightweight bows will probably be phenomenal against Thrall, especially if you've got something like if you've got a Whispering Slab, it can run Archer's Tempo Sympathetic Arsenal.
And
that's pretty gross.
The other bonus of lightweight bows is you get the lightweight frame benefit, so your mobility is increased while you have it out.
Yeah, which is pretty solid. And then we also got lightweight shotgun buffs. I am interested to see what that buff is.
So they reduce the spread angle of the outer horizontal pellets by 15%.
Okay, that's not bad. Not something crazy, but that's pretty decent.
It's not something crazy, but it might help them a little bit where they've been struggling.
Yeah. They also changed changes to Shiora's Wrath Reticle just to make it a little bit easier to use.
Yeah, that's about all they did to it.
Yeah, Fighting Lion's Chimera perk got fixed. I didn't realize that it was broken.
There was a bug preventing weapons in the kinetic and power slots from proccing the perk.
Oh, that's awful.
So the only way to actually proc its perk was to use kinetics or power slot ammo weapons.
That's awful.
So Fighting Lion just was not working at all.
Glad to know that they're fixing that. Also, interestingly to note, they are nerfing target lock in PvP, which that's kind of
Yes.
rough because that's like one of the main sniper perks.
Target lock. It's one of the newer perks where the longer you do damage to a target, the higher your damage increases. They're dropping the max in PvE from 40% to 25%, which I think is okay because time to kill with ramped up target lock is not healthy.
Yeah. Also interesting to note. Now they didn't say whether or not Gutshot Straight got a nerf or a buff. What did it get?
They are reducing the auto aim penalty by 37.5%.
That's
It's a buff.
huge. That's massive. And then Slick Draw. What does Slick Draw do again?
It's basically the same, kind of the same. I think it's like faster ADS speed.
Ah, okay, and so they just made it better. Okay, and then a look
Yeah.
at balance changes in Season 22 and beyond. Anything past that we need to take a note of?
So in season 22, they want to reduce the variance between the optimal engagement ranges of our mid-range weapons. Basically, they want auto rifles, pulse rifles, and hand cannons to all have similar damage fall-off ranges.
That makes sense. I would argue that pulse rifles should be maybe a little bit longer because they're more precision based than auto rifles is. But I mean that's fine.
The other thing, the reason why they're doing this, is they want to slightly reduce the average engagement range in Crucible.
Well, when your maps are all the size of a fucking dime, then yeah.
Yep. So basically, they're hitting a lot of weapons with harsher fall off to kind of force them to stop sitting in corners behind the map.
Players are still going to do that because players are bitches. Also, don't be playing Crucible.
It's going to be switching to back to like shotguns or snipers,
which I'm not a fan of. Well, I don't mind the snipers nearly as much. Shotguns are, in my opinion, way more annoying, at least on the majority of the maps, since most of them have really tight corners and really small choke points.
And it'll also probably drop the usage rate of pulse rifles significantly if autos and hand cannons are able to match range.
Yeah. And then how do we balance weapons? So there's 5 main pieces here. Usage, what percent of total time in Crucible games do players have this weapon equipped? Kills, what percent of all weapon kills in Crucible come from this weapon? Win rate, do players who have this weapon equipped win their games at a higher rate than players with other weapons equipped? 4. KPM, kills per minute, how many kills do players with this weapon equipped get in a minute of game time compared to other options? And 5. KOE, kills over expected. Given the above data and filtering for things like player skill, game mode, subclass, ammo type, date range, controller input method, weapon slot, etc., is a specific weapon or type of weapon getting more or fewer kills than would be expected. For those of you that kind of don't understand what kills over expected means, it's basically what happened to Crimson. Because on PC, pretty much nobody used Crimson because the recoil is so rough. But on console, it's a completely different issue because on console, it's much easier to control their recoil on Crimson / much easier to snapshot. So there was like, maybe like 2% of all players were using Crimson on PC at one point, but over like 15 to 20% of players on console during trials were using Crimson. That's a pretty big gap.
It's like primarily because like Crimson is more stable with a controller compared to like on PC you have weapons that would be a lot more unruly on the console sandbox are very stable on PC. Like for instance, Huckleberry is disgusting on mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, but Crimson, for some odd reason, because it always has that insane recoil, PC players just never want to use it. Whereas console players, they're more than willing to abuse that because, well, to be honest, we're kind of used to that. So that's kind of one of the things that you can expect for kills over expected. So basically what they're doing is they're going through all of the different weapons individually, going over like all of the data of all 5 of these points and basically saying, hey, if one of these points is too high, it's probably a reason why, right? And they made another couple of exceptions here, right? Like, for example, the adept version of the Messenger, No Time to Explain, Graviton Lance, and the Immortal Adept were all murking people in trials. All absolutely murking people.
Yep.
It's the same reason why Dead Man's Tale, which they mentioned here, also got nerfed the season after it came out. Because it was like the number 3 weapon in fucking trials.
Because it had the same damage bonus plus rate of fire bonus that it did in PvE, and it just was two-tapping people.
That was the most fun I ever had in Crucible / Trials, was using Dead Man's Tale, and then they nerfed my boy into the fucking dirt. They nerfed that bitch into the dirt for PvP. Still fun to use in PvE, but it's not.
It's made a comeback since they brought it back a little bit. They walked back some of the nerfs.
Another great example is Le Monarch, which I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the one where I think, Danny, you and I can both agree it had to happen.
Oh, the fact that someone could stand in an Empowering Rift and one-tap someone, no matter their resilience, yeah, that's a little broken. It's a little too much.
Yeah, and what you're seeing here, by the way, I know it's kind of hard to see. I apologize for those that are watching the screen for the podcast. Basically, this is the percentage of the left side is the what is that? It's the percentage of use?
I believe so.
And the percentage on the bottom here is the... What is that?
Kills over expect. I believe that's the kills over expected.
You know what I'm actually kind of interested in, Danny? Is why the fuck am I saying Sundok C? And like 60% over 60% of players are using it.
That is a gun that like so many players have access to, because I'm pretty sure you can just pick it up from world drops or Banshee or just random engrams.
Gotcha.
Seeing the Galliard there is wild.
Nanti Narker, what the fuck is that?
Some of these weapons, I feel like, are older weapons.
New City, 18 Kelvins, Pillager, Optative, Gustava C, Herod C.
Let's see.
I like the fact that both of my main auto rifles are on here, both Gnawing Hunger and Perpetualis. And then over here on the far goddamn right side is Graviton Lance. Jesus Christ.
Nanti Narker is a blue pulse rifle.
Why are people using blue pulses?
It's from Season 1.
I didn't think you could still get it anymore.
You can pull it out of collections if you
have
it.
Oh my god.
Rapid fire. Oh, now, okay. I see.
So here's the thing, right? Is I understand Allegro, because Allegro has 2 very specific perks that make it stupidly funny. What the fuck does Nanti Narker have that makes it stupidly funny that people use it?
So I see that it has the Mark 15 lens, which gives it like 13 range.
Oh, okay, that explains
Steady
why.
rounds or alloy mag and quick draw.
Oh, that's mean.
I see why.
God.
See why.
So, and this is just kind of an idea of why specific weapons are doing what they're doing. Again, kind of hard to break down the graph because they don't really actually have like the names of everything on the sides. But it's just a general idea of what it looks like. Iron Banana, long live salad fingers.
This
that whole title is a meme and a half.
Props to them for actually calling it Iron Banana, finally.
Oh, and calling salad and salad fingers. Bro, that's been a community meme for years.
It's so funny that they actually went in for it.
Yeah. Also, I will say though, I want this fucking emblem because
That's a good emblem.
that's a certified banger emblem.
Also, it's Fortress again.
Oh god.
So get ready for Bubble Titan.
Looks like I'm gonna be playing Nova Bomb Warlock all day.
Time to go thank anyone that has gotten good luck in Root of Nightmares and has conditional finality.
Yep. Also, one fish, two fish, exotic fish, pinfish. Basically, if you have earned the exotic angler triumph, you have the right to buy the angler pins, which are super cute and adorable, as it shows all four of the exotic fish.
They make really good pens.
Those are super, super, super cool. If I had money, I would think about buying one. Also, this is interesting. To Wither Horde or not to Wither Horde, either way, it's going to look awesome. Wither Horde was the winner for the community vote with a whopping 45%. Absolutely shitting on Izanagi's Burden and Thunderlords. So there are going to be three different ones that you can kind of choose from. So I'm just gonna kind of like go from side to side, starting with the left. Looks more of like a Titan water version for Wither Horde. In the middle looks very much like a cross between like Hive slash Neomuna style, which is weird. But the reason why I say Hive is because of the thread, because it's a very much like Moon Hive thing. And then on the right, actually, I don't know. The right kind of has that kind of Hive Ivory look.
I've actually seen all three of these because they sent the email out for voting.
Ooh.
I actually ended up voting for the middle one.
Really?
Because that thread at the end of the barrel is the Drifter's Gambit coin.
Okay.
The one on the right is themed after Ribbon, or like the Ahamkara.
Right, and then I'm gonna assume left is Titan.
Left is definitely like the egregore kind of Titan underwater life themed.
Yeah, but I think this is super dope though.
They all look really good.
Yeah. Again, it's still sad to see my boy Izanagi's and Thunderlord kind of get shafted because too many players fucking play Wither Horde.
Wither Horde's it's really good. I can't even say it. Like in double special, it's literally probably one of the best weapons you can have.
Crutch.
You don't run out of ammo, like ever. Don't.
I will still.
Taken.
Anytime someone uses Wither Horde in PvP, I instantly report them for crutching on Wither Horde. It's the same reason why I do it to people who use Jotun. I'm sorry, if you use Jotun in PvP, you're crutching and you're bad. Stop it. Just stop. You're just showing the world how trash you are. Stop using Jotun in PvP. I'm sorry, Danny. It's a fact that no one's gonna deny, other than the people who abuse it. So yeah, hopefully, and you said the emails are already out. Yeah, which goes live on July 7th. So go vote which one you want. To be honest, I'm probably gonna go vote for the Egregore one just because it's a design that we haven't really had something of that sort before. So I think it'd be super cool. And then the player status reports, surprisingly enough, actually, only 2 known issues this week, so I'm glad to see that they fixed most of the shit from last week. Defeating unstoppable champions too quickly during the intro to the PsyOps Battleground Moon Nightfall can result in missing revive tokens as well as players earning a lower than expected reward tier. That's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually awful. What the fuck?
That is a major problem with that being a Nightfall.
Yeah, since, the unstoppable champions are right at the fucking beginning.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and then Altar of Reflections memories may not appear centered when viewed.
Which, that's just like an okay, but not super game-breaking one.
Yeah.
Thankfully, most of the game-breaking issues have been cleared, it seems.
Thank fucking God. I'm so
And we got
fucking
the
glad.
mid-season pass coming soon, which is going to be real sweet.
Oh yeah. All right. Have forklift will travel now with ambition. And this is Sarsion, forklift certified.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Forklift certified guardians. That's amazing. Along with that, we've got Ambition by Joyful Jesters Drive In Delight. What a name. And it's Titans just being Titans. That's a good thumbnail, though. And then we stand Eris Morn in this house. Art of the week is The Witch by Wiggleworm via Twitter. And ooh, that art. That
That's
hits
good art.
different. That hits different. That's good. And then we've got Before You Die, You Will See Only 12 Red Eyes by Canny Paragon. That is... Who is that?
That is... I'm trying to remember, because it's a combination of two things for the Hunter. But it's wild seeing a Strand setup with Omni Oculus.
What the fuck does that even do?
Omni Oculus, like, when you throw your smoke bomb to cloak allies, it increases your melee recharge rate and gives everyone bonus resistance.
So it's a void exotic.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is it being used? What the fuck?
Like, I understand for aesthetic wise, it's a bunch of eyes plus a bunch of eyes on the helmet.
But that's kind of weird. It's good art, just a little
It's really
weird.
good art.
Yeah. And with that being said, that is it for the week. So thankfully, not a super long TWAB. And getting to see some weapon previews. Again, I can't state it enough. Primary kinetics need goddamn buffs. Please.
Primaries in general.
For the love of God. Like, I feel like the only primary kinetics that are good are hand cannons. And that's Dire Promise, Austringer.
Like, and that's also just because hand cannons are getting buffed again.
Giga buffed. They've gotten what? This is now going to be their what? 4th buff?
I think 3rd.
Yeah, it's going to be up there. So, yeah. I mean, they're just getting more and more buffed. So
I think they're testing hand cannons first, and then they'll probably bring everything else up.
Yeah, which, don't get me wrong, as a very big hand cannon enjoyer, I love that. As someone that doesn't like getting that enjoys hand cannons, it's great. However, as someone who likes to fuck around with other weapons, I hate the fact that I can only use one goddamn weapon. It's the reason why I hated Arbalest.
I'm very much looking and hoping that in the future they make it so that, like, you see more one primary weapon, one special weapon, and a heavy in in-game content loadouts more often.
I know, because this double special shit is just so fucking aggravating.
Like, it is legitimately the strongest, like, loadout, because, like, if you have, like, a Riptide with Kill Clip, and then, like, a Trace Rifle, or a breech-loading grenade launcher, all you need is just your heavy, and then, yeah, you can basically do any in-game content in the game.
Yeah. So, yeah, anything else about the TWAB that you're excited for, Danny?
I am excited to know more about next season.
Amen to that. We will probably start seeing stuff. Honestly, actually, well, no, hold on, because we still got Solstice to get through.
Yep, we got Solstice coming up soon, so we'll get to hear about that.
And yeah, and that'll what did they say? Solstice is going to be on the back half of July, right? It's like around like July 20th or so.
In a week or two.
Yeah, so it'll be in about mid-July. So, yeah. And then we've got Solstice, and then I think we'll have like a 1 week break after Solstice.
And then we get the showcase.
Yep. And that's going to be very interesting. So again, leave in the comments below if you want to see me and Danny actively react to the showcase, because that will also get probably put up on YouTube, which I think was super dope. So, but yeah. With that being said, any last things that you want to say, Danny?
I think that's about it.
Well, with that being said, then, Danny, where can they find you?
Find me on YouTube and Twitch under the same name.
You can also find me on Twitch and YouTube at DominiteFox, or find me on Twitter at DominiteFox1. With that being said, thank you to all of you who stopped by the podcast. We both really appreciate it. We all hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are. And as always, don't be a sweat lord. We'll see you guys next time.